Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
So, report reaching us right now is that Queen Naomi cried inconsolably as a Badagri woman spilled, information on how they almost spied Naomi's sister, younger sister Simi, by taking her hair, thinking it was Naomi's head. They said that when this woman spilled that information, they said that was one of the information that was, revealed in Queen Naomi's church when the woman came and gave her life to Christ. They said Queen Naomi cried like she did not know what to do, and knowing, how far people can go to try and hurt her for something that she does not know about. Because this whole thing is that I don't know if it has to do with royalty or whatever it is that these people are struggling so hard to get. It's something that Olori Naomi is saying she does not understand. What is it? But of course, everybody knows that is that crown that Naomi holds. I don't know, people are just so envious of Olori Naomi that they don't want Naomi to be the subject, to be that subject of attention, okay? They don't want Naomi to be in that place where God has put her. But one thing people do not understand is that you can never fight destiny and you can never fight God. Destiny might be delayed, but it will never, ever, ever be taken away. Look at these gong 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 that they are singing. I'm sure throughout the period of that man's career, he never got noticed the way that he got noticed. One day the wind of favor is going to come and will blow you in a way that you would never ever think that would have happened. God is faithful. Now, let's go into what the story is about. We got a report, as it is alleged and rumored and speculated, that a woman had stormed Naomi's church to confess and give her life to Christ because of all the challenges that the woman went through. They said she is a Badagri woman, a Yoruba woman that is resident in Badagri. She is a traditionalist, like she's doing all of this juju stuff right there in Badagri. People know her a lot. A lot of people will leave Lagos Island and even young people to go and meet the woman right there in Badagri. That whatever she does is effective, and that is why people go to her. So that some of these Oloris, they got recommendation and they went to meet this woman, and the woman was supposed to do something to hurt Olori Naomi. But the woman confessed that each time she tried, she saw water, even in the royal mansion, that Naomi was surrounded by water, some kind of very clean water, that the water that you will see the under of the water, that's why the water is transparent to the ground. Yes. You heard me right. That was a confession of the woman. As we are hearing, as it is alleged, rumored, speculated, and no be me talk calmly. She said the water that they used to see when they go at night to hot Naomi, that the water is a pure water. Like the water is so clean such that you can see the depth of the water. The sand under the ground is whitish. That they will not be able, because the water air was so like scary, but even though it's very clean, that the whole of that royal mansion is usually surrounded by water. But what stunned them in this was that because they knew that they couldn't get her at the royal mansion, they had issues also in her house in Akure. When they found out that Naomi was going to go and sleep in the palace, they decided to go to the palace. But palace that they have always entered freely. On that day that Naomi slept in the palace was surrounded by the same water. Now, what is the significance of this water is something that I cannot explain to you. I have known that, the Bible says God is going to build an edge around you so that the evil cannot come close to you. And maybe this edge is that water, maybe for Naomi is water, whatever that woman said, but she said she kept seeing that sometimes it would be looking like a glass and all of that, they couldn't penetrate Naomi. Now, they said that before that time that they had tried to collect a lot of things from Olori Naomi. Now, there was a time we also had a report that there was a break into Olori Naomi's house. Also, one of those occasions, and not the one that they say they had to carry some laundry things. Oh, no, that laundry occasion is different. Naomi's house has security, and because they are aware of the things that people are trying to do to them, they try to, beef up security in her house. They said there was a break break in on one of those occasions when Nami and family they went to celebrate themselves in Lagos. You remember that time that they say Ooni of Ife when her shop got burned and they say Ooni of Ife had given money for them to set up a new lace shop. So the entire family went to Lagos. There was a break in. They say they carried a hair, this hair that you carry, wig that they carried because they thought that it was Naomi's own. It wasn't Naomi's own, it was Simi's own. So when they carried the wig, they went to go and remove the hair, the natural hair that was on the wig. That was why they carried it. So they wanted to use that natural hair, Naomi's hair, to do something to Olori Naomi. But unfortunately, they removed it and they put inside the pot right there in Badagri, not knowing that it wasn't even Naomi's hair, it was Simi's hair. Simi became very ill. They said for up to 1 month, that girl was struggling and struggling and struggling. That at the end of the day, Nami found out that that was spiritual. But even though at the time she didn't know where the attack was coming from, but they had to hold faith. They stood still and they prayed and prayed and prayed, and they kept praying for Simi while they were trying to treat her. With English medicine, they were praying. They went into days of fasting. The mother was praying and crying to God. Nami was praying and crying to God because the situation was very difficult. But at the end of the day, God delivered Simi. And Simi became very, very okay. Now, I think it was during that deliverance that whatever struck this woman struck that woman, that made the woman to come and confess. And the woman came to Naomi's church. While they said the woman was confessing, when the woman got to this Simi's own, they said Naomi broke down in tears. She was crying that look at her, they want to just come and buy her sister for nothing. What is it that they want from her? They should leave her alone. They said Naomi cried and cried. Now people were holding her in church. They were telling her, look, don't give the enemy, the satisfaction that they want, because this is what they want from you. They want to see you broken. They want to see you break down in tears because they know that they are hitting you. That this is exactly what they want, that you must never ever put yourself in a place where you're giving them that satisfaction. Don't give them the satisfaction. That people were holding her in church, that when the information got to the Ooni of Ife asked people to hold her and make sure that she does not hurt herself, like she was so devastated upon hearing that all of the suffering that Simi went through at that time had to do with her, that she was the one they wanted to hurt, and they carried that hair thinking that it was Simi's hair, and they used the hair against Simi, and they almost got Simi if not for the grace of God and the kind of family that Simi was coming from. And they say Naomi cried and said that she would never have forgiven herself if anything had happened to Simi. You see the kind of challenges, you see the kind of problems that Olori Naomi is going through. For those of you who call her names and say that you know how to judge her, but you may never, ever understand what this woman has been through. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget, these are all alleged, rumored, and speculated information making the rounds on social media. Appreciate you so much. Thank you.